Location and loneliness are two things that I struggle with when it comes to outdoor pursuits. To get to the places that I want to run, I have to go far, and I have to go alone. Most of the time. So when I got a chance to drag my best friend and our master videographer up and over a mountain 2,000 miles from home, I had to take it. Even in the midst of a sinus infection and following a bachelor party, which surely did not make things easier. I learned on this trip that Vegas is not my city, but give me running shoes and a rope and plop me 30 minutes west in the scrambler's paradise known as Red Rock Canyon, I'd be content for months. Unfortunately, we didn't have months. We had a hangover-soaked afternoon in the mid-80s and a plan. Well, one of us had a plan. The other was on a need-to-know basis. The lofty goal was to trace the trail east towards the classic Monkey Bar Boulder, where we would head directly west and up the ridge leading over top of Kraft Mountain, naturally hitting the lesser Big Bird Peak on the way. Then, descend to the saddle west of Kraft and continue straight up and over New Peak before returning to the trailhead via the gully between New and Turtlehead Jr. Less than 4 miles, 1,800 feet up, 1,800 feet down, no problem. But a map on a computer screen means very little when your run quickly turns into boulder hopping and cactus dodging on a cloudless day. Seeing a party of 3 descending towards us just as things began to get serious put us on the right track, and route finding from there went surprisingly smoothly. But movement on this train is slow going even when you're on the right path. By the time we passed a couple false summits and reached the top of Big Bird, with the peak of Kraft still a ridgeline away, it was obvious we'd be resorting to plan B. We had no cell reception, people waiting on us, and New Peak was the least appealing part anyway. To stay on something of a schedule, we'd be descending the trail from Kraft's west saddle, which meant that all of a sudden we were halfway done. Bittersweet. The west ridge appeared a bit hairy, but dropping north into a sandy bowl made the rest of the descent rather obvious, and before we knew it, the trail was back underfoot. This was supposed to be a run, after all, so we turned up the pace back to the trailhead and managed not to throw up along the way. Just like that, the adventure was over and the car needed to point back in the direction of Wisconsin. But for a couple of hours, it made me forget the acute misery that weekend had thrust upon me and reinforced that these are the kind of places I really want to be. The next day, Instagram let me know that Alex Honnold used our route as his cardio warm-up, but I don't think he had sinus infection.